Hi, let's take a look at what this button do. Click on it. You choose this. Have you taken lunch? If you click yes, then you have clicked yes. Okay. Now click again. If I click no, you have clicked no. And watch this. This is another message box. Aha. Alright, so this is what I teach my student yesterday, and it begins with this. A message box is able to show a yes and no response. So the code is like this here. So there's a two button, yes and no button. So that's because we have a setting here, vba yes and no. So what it does is that when the user click no, that it will show a message called you have clicked no button. And of course, if you click yes, then it will show as yes button. So that is the preliminary understanding, and from here we learn, my student learn message box and if, then, else, and if. So it's color coded, so it's easier to read. And the message box start with the question, followed by the type of a message box, and there's a title bar here. So what does this really mean is that when you click on this button here, you see that this is the title bar and this is the questions, and the icon is a question mark. This is combining with this question mark, and the type of message box is yes and no. That's why you can see there's a yes and a no button. Okay, and that's it. So I click yes, it will show me this. Okay, so let's look at what really happens. So there is the code here, and I also use declare a variable called answers. So a variable can accept many type of primitive type contain of string, where you can store names such as triangle, can't. It always enclosed with a double quote. Integer type, you can put a number and there's no decimal point. Long can be very long, the value. As for double, you can accept the decimal point. So the answer is a variable, and the variable you can imagine is like a box. The main function of a variable is to save store a value temporarily in the computer memory. That's why it's called it's a variable. And the value in the variable can be changed. So what it does is that the message box asks questions, and it will capture the user response and store it into a variable called answer. While with the user response, we can use a if function to check what exactly the user clicked on it. Okay, so if it's user click on the no, it will show a message box. And then if the user click on the yes, which is the else case, then the next message box is that the users click on yes button. So this is the first example. The next thing is that my student asked me, is it possible, so if it's a no case, can I ask another question? So I said, that's a good idea. And then I begin with drawing a flowchart. So the question is like, if it's this is the one, have you taken lunch? So the question is yes or no, right? If it's yes, then I don't need to ask a second question. Now if it's no, then I can ask, since it's no, you have clicked on no. So my second question is that you want Japanese styles, then it's a yes or no. Now if it's a yes, then I will show the customer like don't like. If it's no, don't like. And then if it's yes, then Japanese style, right? So this is it. Now how can we improve? So we know the code already, but how can we improve the understanding to next level is that we color code it. See here, It's the same message, slightly. So here is that, have you taken lunch? No. Then the second JJ said is convert to PDF. And again, this is the one you can see that the rest will be the same. If, then, else. And if it's no, do you want to convert PDF? No, then don't save it as a PDF. But if you use yes, we can actually do other actions such as this. So it's not only showing the message box, you can also show how to convert the current worksheet into a PDF by calling this method in the active sheet object. And what else you can do? Well, if you find that it's very complicated, maybe we can use something simple. It's the same message box, and you ask a question and then the answer. If it's no, then you save into this file name, and then else you do another file name. But the difference is that the file name is that must be append with a different label, hard code so called. So how do you change this? This is a hint, not the final. So think about it, right? So the message box is here. So once you answer, then there's an answer is stored into the answer variable, and from that, we use the answer to check whether the user click on no or click a button. The next level is this. This is the answer. So you can change this to here. See that? Now we know that if it's a no, it will be approved. If it's yes, it will be not approved. Now the thing is that these codes looks like they are similar. So how can we shorten it? Okay, there you can pause the video and think about it, right? And the answer is here. First we convert into a variable, and I bring a concept of hamburger. My student will understand what is it. Anyway, it's just we just break the path and the name together, and again I use a color code. So it's basically it's here. See, this is the file name, that's the file path, so I break it and then I use the ampersand to join it back, and together with the status, approve or not approve. So if you look at the graphic here, the flow chart is just that if it's if the user positive, then we have a report for them. Then it's not approved. If it's yes, then the report will be approved. So there are many ways to use this. So you can further improve into this. So they are same. This code and this code are the same. But the thing is that here we only we identify what's changed, what doesn't change, right? This whole things are are the same, except the word approve and not approve. So that's why we make it into this. And finally, we have this also. Yeah. So this is another. Not only that we want to show a different file name, but we show into a different folder. So if it's not approved, it will go into the not approved folders. If it's approved, it will be going to the approved folder. So how do you code this though? Look at that. See this it will be like this. So we basically created another folder name and then join that together. So you should be able to see that code. Okay, that's one thing, and we also talk about one interesting thing is that suppose you want to strike through several items here, you can actually do so by using this code here, which you can see here. We're using a for each loop, and then in the selection is all the cells that we selected. Now for within this all the cells selected, I call the entire rows dot font dot strike through, which is just a line right in the middle, strike through. And this is the code. All you need is just 4 lines of code. In fact, just 4 lines of code, and you get it done. So learning a new language is very fulfilling, and as you practice again and again, you get better and better, and you feel the excitement, and that's why, therefore you can go to the next level. So I hope this video helped my student to revision faster. Thanks for watching. God bless you. God bless Asia. Together we excel before 50 or 40.